Coach Rindall's said specifically with linebacking group, like that's really like kind of the strength of the defense. Really, like you guys got a lot of good bodies there. Kind of talk to me, you being the senior on the team, how you kind of take pride in that, or just talk about the linebacking group.
Yep, for sure. So it's a culture that runs deep, especially in this culture of this team. Brindle played middle linebacker here, one of the best to ever do it, as did Cortez, and so did Coach Martin. So I think that kind of breeds a culture of high standard within our room. And with that, we do a good job developing young guys, and I think a strength is it's a compliment to us, but I think in a great defense, the linebackers are the strength, and that's testament to the back end guys who cover up and help us out, along with the D line who are doing their job. And really, sometimes the linebackers get the praise for that type of stuff when really it's a joint effort from the entire defense. So I think that's testament to a good all-around defense.
Lucas, you're now the senior member of that defensive line group that rotates in 7, 8, sometimes 9 guys. What does it mean for you to be kind of in now as the leader on that group that's now coming back, that has been very successful over the years?
It's definitely an honor. Losing Burba and Nemo, and along with a lot of other guys like Cole, Mika, making a big step to try to keep the culture big in the Shark Tank. It's just we try to praise our room off love, and I feel like that runs really deep. And we're the front end guys, we're the first ones to go in. So it's a huge pleasure, and I can't wait to ball out with them this year.
Now when you're in the rotation, just so I can start working on names already. 10 of you officially or unofficially?
There's no official set travel guys or anything like that, so I don't got names.
No, I don't want names.
Right. Yeah.
There's always a lot of you,
yeah.
So it's a thrill to see the world's largest sprint medley relay team running onto the field and running off. So.
Yeah, no, we don't have a set 10 guys yet.
Good. But I'll keep an eye out.
This is for any of you guys, but what steps have you guys taken from last year?
Yeah, I guess I'll start it. On the offensive side, I think some steps we've taken is just kind of going back to the basics, just focus on the fundamentals, just like focusing on ball security, blocking, all type of stuff like that, and also just coming closer. I mean, we were close last year, but building a relationship, building that chemistry, and just keep coming closer in the offense, to just keep building and growing each day.
Another thing to add there is, we put a lot of time into leadership and skills and stuff like that, and teaching everyone that, not only some of the older guys or anything like that. So we put a lot of time into that and correcting the culture here and maintaining it. So we say that the leaders create the culture drives the behaviors, and then conversely the behaviors reinforce the culture. So that's something we've put a lot of time and effort into this off season.
They hit it on the head right there. Yeah, that's perfect.
Patrick, I want to ask you about the quarterback situation. I guess just what's it been like to work with a new group of guys, essentially?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. All the quarterbacks are great dudes, awesome players. It's just been cool just to see what their different talents are and what they bring to the table. Each of them, they bring something a little different, but they're all great leaders, and they're all showing what they got, and it's been a really exciting camp just seeing what they can do and play with them.
Patrick, you've been described as a tone setter for the wide receiver group this year. You've lost Hine, Wind, Walterdink. So what are you doing to be this tone setter of the wide receivers?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's just me. I'd say it's the whole group as the receivers, and I'd say it's the whole offense. I'd say it's the whole team. But specifically for wide receivers, we're just getting our nose dirty, just blocking. When we get the ball, making things happen, just helping out the offense any way we can, and when the ball comes to us, make that play and help the offense out. But I wouldn't say it's just me or the wide receiver room or the offense. I say it's the whole team. I think we're all very closely connected, and we're excited for the year.
What about the differences with now new coordinators, both on offense and defense? I know Coach Cortez has worked with the defense, before quite a bit. Patrick, you are, kind of one of the returning guys in the receiver room, but with the new quarterback and a new offensive coordinator, what are the differences? Are people going to be able to see or determine differences in what you guys are doing on defense, or is it going to be relatively relatively the same stuff to the untrained eye, I guess?
Yeah, I'll say you'll probably see a lot of the similar stuff. You know, us taking shots, us running the ball, us, making plays and stuff like that. I mean, the past offensive staff was great, and this offensive staff is really great too. We got, young guys working with us, teaching us fundamentals and stuff like that. So we got some good stuff in, and we're excited to show it. I
would say just about the same defensively. You'll see a lot of the same stuff where, we take pride in stopping the run and, getting in third and medium, third and long situations, and that's when we got to capitalize on the back end. So I think you'll see a lot of the same out of us this year.
I've been doing this for a long time. So is he. But when I looked at the preseason ranking, it's been a long time since I had to look down to number 4 to see Whitewater, and it kind of shocked me. Maybe it was a mistake. I had to go back, reopen my email, and look again. But does that put a chip on your shoulders, maybe to say this is not where we're supposed to be? And I know that preseason rankings do not mean a thing, but is that kind of weird for you guys? And does that mean something to you to show to the world that this is not where we're supposed to be at the end of the year?
It definitely creates a heightened flame for everyone, I would say. And if it doesn't, maybe this isn't for you. So, I mean, obviously that's something that doesn't go unnoticed. But in the end of the day, like you said, it's pretty insignificant to how we go about our business. But for off-season's sake, I'm sure there was a couple people who did feel a little heightened flame. I think coaching staff, players, especially guys who have been in this program, it is something that came across the table. It came and went, but it was something that was acknowledged. And but like I said, in the grand scheme of things, we're here to play football. We got to beat Carleton week 1, and that's that.
Patrick, would you agree? I mean, I think Ethan, you kind of hit on the head. I mean, you don't belong here if you don't think that hit the road if you're not thinking that.
I agree with everything you said, and I agree with what you said. I mean, it's definitely a heightened flame, but I mean, I think we're focused about week 1, and we're focused about preparing and getting better each day. And we can't really worry about that outside noise. We just got to worry about ourselves and worry about how we can improve as a team.
Lucas, I don't want to leave you off.
No, I just I'm a big guy in the leave the past in the past. Yeah, it sucked what happened last year. Definitely wasn't happy about it, especially letting all those seniors that worked so hard and taught me and all these guys up here so many things. But that's in the past now, and this is a whole new team, and we're ready to just get out there week 1 and show the world what we are.
All right, and let me. I don't want to have the hawk or anything, but let me follow up with this instead of a bad question as far as I want to smile. So is there anything, when I drive up here, even when that stadium is empty, I still feel like I can hear the crowd because it's such a cool place on a Saturday or Friday night this year. Is there anything like playing in that? I mean, you guys get to travel to some pretty cool places, but is there anything like playing in that particular building?
I think it's the best feeling of all time. Like I remember coming here for my game day visit 4 years ago, and it being a huge shock to me. I never even knew there was something like this out here, especially in the D3 program. You never really see that stuff outside of D1 Big Ten schools, and we get to have the privilege to play it every Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, and it's just amazing. And I feel like it drives the culture here, and yeah.
I would say it's a privilege to get to play, in the Perk, and there's not too many people at this level who can say they've played in front of 20,000 people multiple times. It's a testament to the culture, though, that people care about this program, and the people who came before us are invested and still come back, and so that too adds to the flame that there's a lot of people who are invested in this team and the work we put out, the work we do. So it's a good motivator, but it's definitely a privilege as well to get to be able to be a part of a culture like this.
Yeah, just going off what he said, we're very blessed to have the facilities, to have that beautiful stadium, to have everyone come out and support us. I mean, he pretty much hit on the head. The culture here is unbelievable, and it's super cool, and everyone rallies around us, and it's very cool to be a part of.
A lot of the other conferences around D3, you can see there's 2, maybe 3 good teams. You guys play in arguably the best conference in the country. What is it like, and do you sense a difference in the elevation of the talent that you guys have week in and week out when you get to the conference schedule about how good all the other teams in this conference are and that you can't afford any slip-ups whatsoever, and I know that like height and flame and, does that create any other pressure for you guys? Or, yeah, we'd like to play 1 or 2 tough games in the conference and beat the brains in on everybody else, but like what are your feelings on playing in this conference and just how good it is top to bottom?
We play a meat grinder of a schedule, and we don't do ourselves any favors with the out-of-conference games we schedule, but we take pride in that we're going to fight, we're going to week in, week out, we're going to take it 1 week at a time, and really it's too early to say, we get week 9, we got so-and-so, week 10, we got so-and-so, we got to win, we got to play week 1, we got to beat Carleton, and then so on and so forth. So we've been saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So that's they put that in front of us a couple times, and so I would say, we definitely do play a meat grinder of a schedule, and there's not too many other conferences who can say that they play, the level of competition week in and week out that we play, but 1 week at a time.
I feel like, we kind of do it on purpose to schedule 3 tough games right off the rip because, we do, like you said, we play in one of if arguably the best conference in Division III, and I think that, we challenge ourselves at the beginning and prep ourselves for what's to come. So, but like, it just all trains us for the WIAC, and, we're just excited to get back out there in a week and, throw the pads on, get after it with the boys.
Yeah, they pretty much hit it right on the head. It's a very tough conference. There's a lot of talent in it, and like Les Sadler said, we like it. We like going in. We like playing tough competition, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
So you guys all kind of lead your own respective positional groups, and kind of starting over here with Lucas, you've been receiving significant snaps for many years now. You've seen a lot of guys break out on the D-line. So who this season is kind of one of those breakout guys who can join the rotation and make an impact?
I think there's going to be a big step. Braden Barrett just had a injury during fall camp, and he's got to be out for 3 weeks. So Ben Belowski really, he's filled that spot well. He's a hard, tough kid, and he puts his head down every day and gets after it. I also see Jacob Simmons and Walker Powers making a huge step up for our team. They're going to be in and out a lot, DT position. Obviously, you've heard of Noah Morris. That's not really, he's a baller for sure. But Carson's got some big shoes to fill too. Coming in, getting reps. So those guys for sure. I think are going to be pretty standout guys for us, and we got one freshman who's been making some noise during fall camps. His name's Jace Chamberlain, so I expect to see big things out of him also. And I think our room's as tough as it's ever been, especially with the adversity that we have to go through, losing guys like Burba and Nemo and Cole and Mika, like all those guys that were so good. And, we had adversity, coming into this season. We just got to fill shoes, and I think we're going to ball out just as we did last year.
What about the rest of your groups?
For sure, I'd say for us, we got Jaden Fowler and Don Barris working in, 2 sophomores this year who are going to be in the rotation. Libby should be out there. He started getting some more serious snaps at the end of last year, but he'll have to take a step as well.
Yeah, I would say, we got Tyler Vasey. He's always an explosive playmaker, always bring the noise. We got Blake Haggerty. He's a really good route runner. He'll make some plays for sure. We got Darren Kunkel, Cade Saints. We got a lot of good playmakers in that wide receiver room that will make plays and will step up when they're called, and we'll have good rotation for sure.
And I know, Lucas, you said something about a freshman making noise earlier during fall camp. What, to any of you, does it mean to be a mentor to these kids, and what is it like to kind of shape the new kids coming in who are going to be filling your shoes here in a couple of years, filling your spot, and then doing what you guys are doing now to the next generation?
I always say, before they come in here, we do player panels and stuff. Like, we want you to leave here be better than we ever were. So, it's always a huge, it's an awesome experience to get to, watch these kids grow and become better than we are. And that's the whole point. We want to keep winning. So, if they're better than us, that means we're doing something right at some point. So, just helping them and drive them and keep their head up through camp. You know, camp's a hard 2 weeks, and getting them through it, watching them excel is awesome. It's an awesome experience, and I love it. I love doing that.
For me, I would say, you know, not too long ago, it feels like I was the freshman.
Yeah, linebacker Gallagher.
Yeah. So, I mean, it feels like, you know, yesterday that Hawk Hefner was here, and maybe last week that Liske was here. So, you know, to be able to be Hawk Hefner and Ryan Liske now to some of the younger guys, it's a privilege, and it's something that we also talked about this offseason that, you know, with guys leaving the program, there's shoes to fill in that leadership spot. And you should carry yourself in that regard that, you know, people are looking up to you and you are, you know, who you used to look up to.
Yeah, very grateful, very blessed just to meet new people, you know, see their backgrounds, learn more about them, whether they're in the receiver room or not. It's always been a goal of mine since I've gotten here to kind of be in a leader role and kind of just help out the younger guys and just remembering, kind of like Gag said, like how you felt when you were a freshman and taking those freshmen under your shoulder. And Gags does a great job of it, just meeting with new people, sitting and eat, like even if it's at lunch, just talking with them and making them feel welcome.
Patrick, I'm curious about the wide receiver room. Obviously, you guys have a familiar face coming in as coach with Coach Ogden now, back with you guys, and obviously you played at Middle Tennessee. I don't think it was a year he was there. What's it been like having him kind of back and kind of getting you guys in that mindset of, you know, what it means to be a Warhawk?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. I mean, he played here, was it 2 years ago, and he was a great player, and having him back as a coach, you know, he really installs the culture, really helping us out, very technical, you know, helping us out with like routes, blocking, all that type of stuff. He's a very knowledgeable guy. I mean, he's been around football for a long time, so he brings a lot of knowledge, and he's a great help, and he's a great dude, so it's great to be around.
We have time for one more if anybody has one.
I've always got one. Has he changed what you've done practice-wise with Coach from the guy that was in charge of it last year? Differences, because I know these two guys have the same person in charge of their position. You have a new one.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go through all the minutiae of it, Patrick, but what are you stressing more with Coach Ogden than you did with perhaps your predecessor?
Yeah. The person before, he was a great coach, great dude, helped us out in a lot of ways. I would say with Ogden, we're definitely focusing more on like route work and more technique and more how like getting separation, getting open at the top of the breaks and kind of doing that in a creative way because you can run routes in more than just one way. Mm-hmm. So kind of, you know, tapping in, everyone's different, everybody's got a different toolbox. So now really exploring that for each player and helping us find that. So I think that's been a big difference. It's been a big help.
He's been throwing a long time, so he knows what it's like to have you guys come back to the ball or make small steps to make things bigger. Very excited to see what happens, but I'm sure blocking will be the best part I'll talk about on the video.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.